Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we are again going to solve a Leetcode medium problem. And this is part of our DSA revision series, which we are doing for quite some time. I'll add the playlist link in the video description so that you can check out other videos as well. And yeah, for past few days, we are solving graph related problems. So in this video as well, we are going to solve another graph problem called rotten oranges. So this is quite famous problem, and if you see the description, so it says we are given m by n grid where each cell can have one of three values: 0 representing it is an empty cell, 1 representing a fresh orange, 2 represent a rotten orange. Every minute any fresh orange that is 4 directionally adjacent to rotten orange becomes a rotten. So return the minimum number of minutes that must elapse until no cell has fresh orange. If this is impossible, return -1. So this is the problem statement. So if we notice here, we can start. Um, so we are going to solve this BFS with the multi source BFS sort of thing. So for example, if initially two oranges are rotten, then I'll add both two as Q, and we will start kind of marking neighbor fresh oranges as rotten, and similarly keep doing it in next iteration and increasing the minute. So I think it will be more clear when I will start writing code only. So yeah, let me quickly jump into the code. So first thing which we need is direction array. So I'll quickly create this directions array new int. So 1 0 is one direction, 0 1 is another direction, -1 0 is another direction, and last direction is 0 comma -1. So these are four directions we have, and we can start m as grid dot length, and n is equals to grid 0 dot length. Okay, m and n we have initialized. uh, correct. Let me check the constant as well. 1 is greater than m, and so we don't need to handle the base case. Okay, so for int I is equals to 0 and I is less than m semicolon I plus plus, for int j is equals to 0, j is less than n semicolon j plus plus, if grid of I and j is equals to 2, it means it is rotten, then we can add it to the queue. New int what I and j, and else I should keep count of fresh as well, and fresh, and else if grid of I and j, if it is equals to 1, then it is fresh plus plus. Yeah, now we can start the iteration for q, which is like always, while q is not empty, q is q is not empty. I am going to take size q dot size, and for int I is equals to 0, let me minimize minimize this. I is equals to 0, I is less than size semicolon I plus plus, and I should start minute as well. Min equals to 0, and each iteration min plus plus, or initial minute is as 0 is fine, I think. Yeah, so for each rotten orange, that is int current is equals to q dot remove. So we have current rotten element, so it will basically rotten all the oranges, fresh oranges, in 4 directions. So for each direction in dir in directions int x is equals to current of 0 plus dir of 0, int y is equals to current of 1 plus dir of 1. Okay, so now I have directions, correct? Now we can check if these are valid. So if x is greater than equal to 0 and x is less than m, and y is greater than equal to 0 and y is less than n. So these are valid directions and it should be rotten. So grid of x and y is equals to 1. If this is 1, then we can mark this as 2, which is grid of x and y is equals to 2, and we should add it to q as well. New int of this x and y, and fresh minus minus. Yeah, so this, yeah, so and at last, once this loop is complete, we can check if fresh is equals to 0, then I can return minutes, otherwise I should return -1. Yeah, this is it. Let me quickly run it. Grid xy is 2, not equal to, just assign the value. Okay, we need to initialize the queue as well. Queue and queue new queue linked list. Linked list, now it should work. Fresh might not have been initialized. Yes, fresh is initially 0. Okay, one test case is passing, 2 are failing. Output is 1, expected is 0. Since there are already no fresh oranges at minute 0, the answer is 0. And I'm returning 1. fresh is equals to 0, return 0. ये तो handle बचेगा. Next case is what I should do for this case. So mostly this is issue maybe in counting extra. If I add condition that fresh should be also greater than 0. Yeah, this is working now. Let me try to submit it. Yeah, this works. So in this video we have solved this rotten oranges. So if you liked this video, please stay tuned for more such videos, and I'll see you in the next one.